Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion plays West of Loathing. We just got this, what's it, telemetry nonsense. El Vibrato transponder, that's it. From the Professor. Now, it has been a couple of days since I recorded West of Loathing. I would like to speak to my partner, Susie, and she'll tell me what to do. What do you think of this guy, Susie? I think a fellow that spends too much time on his own starts to get funny ideas. You think he's nuts? Well, I would, but on the other hand, that bleeping gizmo you found that led us here lends a fair bit of credence to his story. I know the voices change every time. What do you think we should do next? Well, there's always Smee's new rail camp. Something tells me we ain't done running errands for that fella yet. Any other ideas? Susie says you should take the purple grass back to the nun at the rescue mission. Thank you, I remember that. Susie says you told the professor you'd bring him 5 chunks of El Vibrato scrap. Okay, so we got 3 things to do. And also a few extra map locations. Dutch Oven Mine, which we need stench resistance for. Lazy A Dude Ranch, which is probably more cow hunting. And the circus, which we have not done yet. But first, let's return our purple grass to the nun. A shot rings out and something buzzes past your ear. Oh, we don't have enough hornswoggling. You quickly dive behind a rock just in case these two things are connected and not just say someone hunting nearby and also there's a bee. Peering carefully around your rock, you eventually spot movement in the underbrush. It's a hunter with an old-fashioned matchlock rifle and a cloak with leaves stuck to it, which is less effective as camouflage than it sounds because all the trees around here are pine trees. You also notice that he's been out here a very long time, which you can infer by the way that he is literally a skeleton. Get attacked, son. So, you have 62. That's cute, how you think 62 HP will protect you in this unique situation where I'm going to do 93 to 96 damage to you. If you're out here being a skeleton, you best not take the first shot unless you know you got the kill. Give me a moment here. Cargo jeans, plus 4 pistol attack damage versus... what we're wearing right now is the black denim pants. Plus 1 armor. Dude, give me the pistol attack damage. Plus 4 pistol attack damage is basically plus 12 pistol attack damage. Because of the fact that we're always shooting 3 times, and if the enemy doesn't die after 3 shots, then I don't know what's gone wrong. Welcome back. Were you able to find the humming cave in the purple grass? Wonderful, thank you very much. Blessing is upon you. Okay, I don't want any field trauma kit. Dude, we never have to heal because I'm too strong. Let us... wait, what do I have in my offhand right now? Souvenir spoon. Give me the sweet smelling flowers, and then this allows us to go to the Dutch Oven Mine. You're gonna wonder how I know this. It's because we did it on the Let's Look At. So the content from the Let's Look At is almost completely obliterated at this point. It's just been spread out over the course of like 9 videos. You have a run-in with the worst smelling snake you've ever seen. It's basically a cartoon stink line come to life. Hold your nose and fight it. 54 HP, like, I'm actually, like, I want to apologize to the game developers because you've created a product and a work of art that has come across an Einsteinian mind here that has broken your mechanics apart and exploited it. No game stands a chance against the gray matter that I've got up here, and I'm not being sarcastic. 20 XP, we get some venom and medicine as well as some snake livers. Now, we do have more tools than we had last time. Like, usually, there's the archetypes, right? Like, mines give you meat, and we have the Minesplainer perk, so we get a little bit of experience. And then, missions are like medicine fetch quests, it seems like. What are the other ones? Oh, like, Dude Ranches are like, it advances Susie's story and gives her a chance to get some experience. The stench here is barely tolerable. Without the, sweet-smelling flowers, this wouldn't be plausible for us here. These lockers are all unlabeled and unlocked. Loot them. We got miner's pants and a gas mask. Ooh. So the gas mask is basically just for stench resistance. It kind of stinks. Haha. And then plus 2 armor for miner's pants. That actually seems pretty good. We got Sarsaparilla. So it's some kind of craft root beer you'd buy at Whole Foods. Instant grits and clove drops. And another spittoon. I don't know what kind of tobacco these miners are chewing, but it must be extra corrosive because this brass... that's more like Matthew McConaughey. I don't know what kind of tobacco these miners are chewing, but it must be extra corrosive because this brass spittoon has a hole leading through the bottom and dark stains underneath it where the spit leaked out. Take two, please. Although oddly, it does not seem to be leaking now and it's half full. I guess the miners plugged the hole with something. It's a spittoon, it's disgusting. You can practically see the stink lines coming off it. Come on, let's not do this. Aw, geez, fine, okay. You crouch down and take a careful look at the filthy spittoon. Inside is blackened with years' worth of stains. The death broth inside has a rainbow sheen like a parking lot oil spill, and occasionally a little bubble pops on the surface, buddy. You can actually feel a slight warmth radiating off it from whatever chemical reaction is taking place in there. You realize you're holding your breath not deliberately, but from the human body's natural instinct for self-preservation. Inhale. Imagine someone made a big pot of chili con carne and left it under the porch. 3 rats crawl into the pot, eat half the chili, and then die. A week later, a family of cockroaches takes up residence among the writhing maggots. The cockroaches smoke thick black cigars which they light with tufts of burning human hair. That's what it smells like, buddy. Fortunately for you, the rainbow-colored film on the surface of the liquid coats your hand as you plunge it into the toxic stew, keeping it from being immediately dissolved down to the bones. The smell intensifies and your stomach prepares to hose the poisons off your arm with a high-pressure stream of vomit. Keep searching. Your fingers touch something at the bottom of the spittoon. Better pull it out fast while you still have something to pull with. We got spit-soaked pants. You pull the world's most disgusting pair of pants out of the spittoon and jump back as the hole at the spittoon's bottom, now unplugged, begins to leak steaming filth. Congratulations, you're now the proud owner of the worst object I've ever been paid to think about, narrowly defeating a leather bondage harness made of the skin of a clown. I do think the music is getting a touch loud. If you'll just give me respite here to do that. Okay. Dude, we're getting a lot of pants. +2 armor and +2 speed. That might actually be worth it. Even though they're gross. I mean, we're already using a toilet pistol. A crate of mining supplies, you assume. Pry it open with the crowbar. Can of oil, can of kerosene. Cup of goose, cup of Chris. The elevator mechanism is all rusty. Oil it. You lubricate the elevator liberally. Thanks for phrasing that in the most uncomfortable way you conceivably could have. Let's head downwards. Deeper into the mine. You emerge from the elevator into a deeper shaft. By the light of your lantern, you see exposed meat veins on nearly every surface. It's unusual that there would be this much readily available meat left in a working mine. What were they digging for, if not this? Oh no, it's H.P. Lovecraft again. Okay. Dude. Look at this. Mad experience. I don't like that guy dancing. Let me just take a second. We got 328 unspent experience. I actually don't think we have many reasons to upgrade Fan Hammer at this point, since it still only does 3 times. Sorry, it still only shoots 3 times instead of shooting more. We might want to go for, like, you know, take some hornswoggling. Maybe we'll go for, like, a little bit of, you know, dickering. I never buy anything. I don't need discounts on that. I don't think we need more speed either. Maybe we can make do with some stats. Like, Moxie is still only 30 XP to increase. And a lot of our Moxie is coming from, like, equipment-based gains right now. So let's protect ourselves a little bit from physical attacks as well. We got, like, so many equipment bonuses. This guy is totally out of it. He's gibbering and drooling and doesn't seem to even see you. Try to talk to him. Hey, buddy, are you okay? Gablabra bibbleberto gortoglub. You wave your hand in front of his face, but he doesn't react to it at all. What a strange coincidence. More meat for me. How about now? Nope. Leave him to his gibbering. Dude, the meat is out of control. Broken tools. Was one of these miners digging with his helmet? Ugh, looks like a miner died trying to dig deeper with his hands. This guy seems to have gnawed off his own hands before he died. Well, that's a bad sign. The finger bones are all splintered. The hair on the back of your neck stands up. This gem is pretty, but it smells terrible. Extract it. An effluvious emerald. This gem is half as valuable as it is pungent. You're in the money. Wait, if this gem is half as valuable as it is pungent, you're in the money. And you should probably wash your hands before you spend it. 500 meat. Reasonably powerful. are reasonably high. These scratches are just painted on. In blood. You have to get out of this pit right now. I'll be the judge of that. This guy worked his fingers to the bone digging and then worked his bones to the marrow. You have to get out of this pit. The gouge marks are dark with blood. You have to get out of this pit. As you get near to the rocks, the voices in your head begin screaming too loudly to ignore. You have to get out of this pit right now. And then it says, fine, fine, because I've ignored like 10 messages. All right, fine. I will escape the pit. We should talk to this guy first just to see if he's come out of his craze a little bit. No, he's still Blopperop Bibbleberto Gordo Glub. That's the sound of the police. Let's go to the Dude Ranch. You rein in your horse upon hearing a rattle of bones and clanking of chains. With a hiss, a skeletal figure scuttles towards you. It's a little confusing to look at. Instead of a skull, it has another smaller skeleton growing out of the top of its spine. It also has a manacle locked around one of its ankles, trailing a long length of broken chain. Looks like it escaped from somewhere. I don't want to fight them, but I'm going to fight them because I want to see a skeleton with a skeleton growing out of it. There it is right there. And guess what? Get dusted, young. Stand no chance. Weirdly deformed bone. A lapel item that gives us extra spell damage. That's pretty good. Alright. You got anything to say to us here? Ooh, free needles. Looks like someone's been washing ferrets in this trough. Yuck. An old burned crate. Guess it came with the property. Kick it open. Handful of nails and some ranch punch. Ranch punch is the slang for the combination of milk and whiskey ranchers used to drink. Its actual name is undrinkable garbage, but it gives us more melee damage, which we basically do not need. Oh, hey, she looks pretty happy. Hey, like, howdy, I'm selling herbal recipes. Remedies. Care to buy? What kind of herbal remedies? The kind that are gifted to us by Gaia without any interference by human hands? Oh no, we've wandered into Whole Foods accidentally. They're everywhere now. So, weeds? That's a derogatory term created by the man, but yeah, basically. Okay, let's buy one. We got an herbal remedy. Doesn't do anything. This is a little pile of random dried weeds folded up in a sachet of paper. Garbage stored in garbage, essentially. Let's eat it. You take the remedy and maybe you feel a little better? It's hard to tell, really. No, actually, you're pretty sure that did nothing. Okay, well, sweet. That's good use of our money and time. Howdy. I'm not gonna do the voice. Hey, yeah, howdy, man. What's happening? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay, I'll do a little bit of the voice. Oh, not much, man. We moved on to this little patch of land to grow crops, but then we decided it's more natural to just let Gaia grow whatever she wants, right? I bet that's a lot easier, too. Right on, man. Neat. Hey, where'd you get that hat? Oh, this? A friend of mine made it, man. I forget which one. What'll you take for it? Well, I have been thinking of trying a new style, man. Like maybe one of those hats the army guys used to wear back in the day. Like kind of an ironic statement, man. There's an old fort over yonder that-a-way. I'll swap you if you can find one of those, man. I already got one. Nice, man. Barter's like commerce, man, except natural. Can you dig it? We got a strange head sack. +4 muscle. I refuse. It does look pretty sick, but I'm more of a sloppy top hat sort of boy, to be honest with you. Hey, like howdy, man. Yeah, see ya never. Howdy, I'm Nor. I'm Louise. Louise Lathrop. Why the long face, Louise? Oh, geez, basically because I'm stuck here farming with a couple of dummies who don't know how to farm a dang thing, so they just let weeds grow and call it natural. I'm so sick of eating dandelions I could scream. Why don't you leave? I haven't got any meat or any other prospects or anywhere to go. I mean, dandelions are terrible, but they're much better than eating dirt. This is such a mess. I headed west after graduating baking school and fell in with these guys because they talked a big game about natural grains. Fool that I was, I didn't realize that all they were really interested in was getting silly on loco weed and not doing any work. So you're looking for work? Gosh, yes, desperately. The only trade I know is baking, though. Do you know somewhere that's hiring a baker? Hey, even unpaid would be better than this if it comes with room and board. I just want to get out of here. All right, so we need a cactus wife for Cactus Bill, and we need a baking job for Louise. Manure. I'm joking. All right, garden. Yeah, it's a patch of loco weed. We can't harvest it. It's Northern Clown Wart. Can't harvest. Okay. Well, we have, more questing. Finally, we will head to the circus. Well, this is a little weird. You didn't expect to find a circus all the way out here. There's basically nobody around for miles. There's a rodeo clown manning the ticket booth. Well, there hasn't been a rodeo since the couch came home, so I guess he's just a clown. Ugh, clowns. Yeah, I hear ya. Them fellas put me right off my feed. They're so creepy. When I was little, my uncle would give me nightmares with old stories about them. Oh, sure, you mean the old tales about demon cows and demon clowns fighting them down in hell? Yeah, and how rodeo clowns dress up like that because the first rodeos were reenactments of those battles, and it became a traditional thing. Hey! I remember them stories from when I was a youngin' myself. Ain't thought about that in decades. Don't be fouling your britches, though. These clowns is just fellas in makeup. Yeah, okay. I'm not really too worried about clowns, to be honest with you. Definitely not my biggest fear. As you approach, the clown puts on a basically cheerful facial expression that retail employees use when the last thing they want to deal with is a customer, but they're not allowed to say so. Welcome to Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshow, so how can I help you? I'd like to see the circus, please. Well, you came to the right place then, but if you want to get inside, you'll need a ticket. And presumably you can sell me one. Well, they certainly can, that's my job after all. For you, sir, a ticket will cost 5,000 meats. Say what? Does it seem a bit high? I promise you, sir, at this price it's a real steal. Well, you've got that right. Why is it so expensive? Well, now, this is no podunk little traveling circus. We've got rides, games, food, and an amazing demonstration of knife-throwing skill by none other than Barnaby Bob himself. Tell me more about the rides. Well, I suppose I should say ride, but we haven't had a single grisly merry-go-round accident since we stopped turning it on. Tell me more about the games. Oh, we've got tons of them. Does 3 count as tons? 3 is more like some. We've got some of them. Tell me about the food. We've got your favorites. Popped corn, sarsaparilla with the fancy new bottle caps, and get this. Did you hear about that new thing a fella invented? Cotton candy? Yeah, I think I might have. Well, it's still patented, but we're pretty sure we figured out how it works, mostly, more or less. And finally, tell me about Barnaby Bob. Oh, the boss is a real master of knives, let me tell you. He does this amazing stunt where he gets a volunteer from the audience and throws knives at them. He never misses his target. Did you leave out the part where he puts an apple on their head or something? What, alright, sure. You aren't doing a very good job of selling me on this. Well, whatever do you mean? We're gonna hornswoggle this clown, dude. Look, I'll drop the act. You don't know who I am, do you? Should I? Nor Thernlion, Bureau of Traveling Entertainment Inspections? Bureau of... That's not a thing! Is that a thing? It's a thing. A very serious thing. And your ticket prices won't be an encouraging note in my report. Well, hold on now, Chief. I was just joshing you. Come on, you know how clowns is. So what's the actual fee? 500 meat. That's fine by me. I will pay 500 meat. Let me just stamp your hand for re-entry. There you go. Enjoy the show. What about my partner? Partners get in free. Well, what if we're both partners at this point, you know? See, I really want to play the games. As you enter the circus, the ticket booth clown shouts, "Welcome to Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshow, sir," in a loud and enthusiastic voice. In a loud and enthusiastic voice. Welcome to Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshows. Welcome to Barnaby Bob's Perfectly Normal Traveling Circus Sideshows, sir. Skirt. You stroll into the carnival. Actually, I guess it's more of a carnival. Wait, you stroll into the circus. Actually, I guess it's more of a carnival, but let's not split hairs. And find it almost entirely deserted. There aren't more than a dozen other patrons beside yourself. There are a bunch of clowns around working at the booths and so on. More clowns than customers. Which is a little unsettling, but at least the lines won't be very long. Okay. The merry-go-round has a dirty canvas tarp over it. The sign says, "Condemned until further notice. We encourage anyone suffering from horse bites to consult a doctor." This extremely muscular clown seems to be guarding the entrance to some sort of stage. He does look muscular. The show ain't till later. When? Later. Yeah, but when exactly? Later. Okay, geez. I guess we gotta play everything first. This clown is presumably selling tickets to the sideshow. Let's talk to him. Howdy, fella. Can I interest you in the wondrous and mysterious delights of the sideshow? How much does it cost? For you, 300 meat. And for everyone else, 300 meat. Well, what do you got in there? Secrets, mysteries, things too weird and disturbing to be witnessed by the light of day. Freaks. Not just freaks. Gosh, oh dude, sign me up. You won't be disappointed, and in the event that you are disappointed, no refunds. He takes your meat and stamps your hand. You lose 300 meat, there you go, enjoy. Let's check it out. This whole game is a sideshow, so I'm kind of interested to see what their version of a freak show is. The Sideshow tent is fairly large and packed with weird things to look at. Like all good sideshows are, a few lanterns are hanging from the ceiling, casting flickering shadows around and making everything look even more eerie. A clown is hanging out in here, presumably to keep an eye on the exhibits. He grins and nods as you enter. Come on in, take your time, have a good look around. Just remember, no touching. Okay, well, let's start from the left and work our way forward, right? This looks to be one of those weird bent mirrors that make you look all crazy, as if there wasn't enough crazy looking stuff around here already. Look at myself. God, this mirror shows what you look like in clown makeup. Bloodshot eyes stare back at you from a pasty white face painted with an odd pattern of red triangles. How did you know what I was wearing? In the flickering lantern light, it almost looks like he winks at you. This mirror makes you look all stretched out and thin. And thin. Your limbs twist and writhe like snakes as you move around. It's a bit unsettling and your muscles ache a little sympathetically. Your reflection in this mirror is short and squashed looking, folded up like an accordion. You spend a moment moving back and forth in front of the mirror, seeing how the image changes. It's kind of amusing. Okay. These shelves are displaying a large collection of strangely painted eggs. Have a closer look. You see several shelves full of white eggs, each one painted with a unique pattern of colorful shapes. A small placard pinned to one of the shelves says, "Clown Eggs!" In the circus community, it is traditional for each clown to paint their chosen makeup pattern onto an eggshell. These clown eggs are archived for future reference to ensure that no one chooses a pattern that has already been used. It is considered extremely taboo to wear another clown's face. These must be the eggs for the clowns that work in the circus. You recognize a few of them, like the clown here in the sideshow tent and the ticket seller clown out front. Inspect the eggs more closely. Hey, step back! No touching! Alright, fair enough. These shelves are filled with jars, and the jars are filled with things. Real weird looking things. You lean in a little closer to inspect the jars. They mostly contain malformed and or mutated animals pickled in formaldehyde. A 3-headed kitten, some kind of ferret or weasel with 8 legs. A twisted Mobius loop of a snake without a head or a tail. Weird, crazy stuff. One shelf seems devoted to huge, gross, pale grubs like fat, featureless white worms the size of a sweet potato. The one on the end is larger than the others and has shiny black eyes. Someone has painted its face in an apparent parody of clown makeup. Yuck. Take a closer look. The pasty white face has been painted with little blue triangles over and under the eyes. The creature has a long, thin slash of a mouth as well, and the area around has been painted with bright red lipstick. The black eyes flash red as the thing suddenly thrashes in its jar, spinning to face you and stretching its mouth open, revealing rows of yellow shark teeth. You stumble back with a cry of shock. Gah! Ah ha ha ha! Got you pretty good there, buddy. What is that? It ain't a real critter. It's made of rubber and clay and doll parts and such. Got an electromagnet under the shelf to move it with. He takes a little push-button gizmo out of his pocket to show you. Should have seen your face. You about jumped right out of your boots. This guy is a startling sight, even for a circus freak show. His entire head is one enormous eyeball. As you look him over, he stares back at you. Not that he's got much choice. Let's talk to him. Hello there, I'm Nor. ... How's it going? ... Can you talk? ... Guess not. So, the circus gig. How do you like it? His hands slowly curl into fists, and the knuckles turn white with tension. I see, I understand, I mean. Do you blink? Or wink? I guess not. Take a closer look. You move a little to the side and lean over the rope to get a closer look at the guy. He's basically just what he seems to be at first glance. A guy with a giant eyeball for a head. You do notice 2 things, though. First, he has an odd lump at the, well, what you would call the base of his skull, if he had one. A sort of crumpled fleshy mass the size of a fist. With a squint and some imagination, it almost looks like the crushed and shriveled vestigial remains of a human head. The second thing you notice is that his ankles are locked to the legs of his stool, and the legs of the stool are bolted to the floor. Well, see you around here, buddy. This man is neatly dressed, though his suit is a bit threadbare and out of fashion. He's smoking a pipe and leafing through a magazine. When you stop to look at him, he nods amicably. Hello there, welcome to the Sideshow. My name is Douglas. Hi, I'm Nor. Delighted to meet you. So, are you perhaps thinking of a polite way to ask what's wrong with me? Yeah, you got me. Don't worry, Nor. I am in a sideshow after all. It is an obvious and natural question. Wait a minute. You said that last bit without moving your lips. Are you a ventriloquist? Not at all. Allow me to demonstrate. He stands up and turns around. His back is the same as his front. That is, his suit has been tailored with 2 front sides, and he has another face on the back of his head with his hair cut and parted appropriately. Ta-da! As he sits back down, his knees and other joints crack and pop loudly as they reverse themselves. Douglas winces slightly, though certainly not as much as you would expect. What in the... Surprising, yes? A bit, yeah. How is that even possible? Douglas shrugs and holds his pipe up to the now back of his head so his other face can take a puff. Are you... what's the phrase? Siamese twins? Not exactly. It's difficult to describe, I'm afraid. 2 minds in one body with 2 faces? It would be closer to say... Or it would be closer to the truth to say 2 instances of the same mind, with, as you say, 2 faces. You're right, that doesn't make any sense at all. The other face chuckles and Douglas holds his magazine behind his back. It took some getting used to, that much is quite certain. I want to ask him about his knees. Surgery was necessary to permit them to bend in both directions. It sounds worse than it feels, I assure you. Were you born like this? I would rather not discuss how I came to be this way, if you don't mind, okay? No apology necessary. Why are you in a sideshow? With a regular suit and a haircut, you could easily pass for normal. I have a contract, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot the clown making a gesture, but you didn't catch what it was. Douglas clears his throat. Plus, it's quite the life, you know. Free room and board, travel the world, and you meet such interesting people. And finally, there's a lady here with her head sticking out of a hole in a large metal box. She nods politely at you. Or hello. Hello there. Enjoying the carnival? Well, it's interesting. She smiles slightly. Yes, I'm sure it is. Can I ask you a question? Certainly. Now, this is where we say, can I ask you a question? She expects us to be like, hey, why are you a freak? But instead, we're just going to ask for her name, and it's going to endear us to her. What's your name? I'm Janet. And you? I'm Nor. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Nor. Hey, why are you in a box? It's a rather personal question, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only teasing, dear. Would you like to see inside? Sure. Janet whistles to signal the clown and he moseys over. He unlocks the door on the front of the box and throws it open with a theatrical flourish. Inside, instead of Janet's body, you see a tangled, complicated assortment of glass tubes and pipes. It's Ex Machina. Ticking clockwork gears and pumps, liquids of various colors, mostly red, slosh through the tubes. A large bellows near the top inflates, then begins to slowly deflate. What do you think? Now it should be a robot. It's amazing! I've never seen anything like it, except for in Ex Machina. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. It's certainly educational, I imagine. The larger tank on my left is my stomach, if you'd like to see what I had for lunch today. Examine her workings. You watch the liquids slosh around in their tanks and pipes for a minute. Weird, gross, but it is indeed educational, so we got a perk. Anatomical learning. How did this happen? Were you in some kind of terrible accident? I'm sorry, but I can't talk about that. Of course, sorry, it must be a painful memory. Her calmly composed face creases into a very slight grimace as she shoots a sidelong glance at the clown. Yes. Well, it was nice to meet you, Janet. So long. Alright, well, first off, dude, we got so many perks now. Anatomical learning. +3 melee attack damage. You know, nice as a bonus. Not that important, but nice as a bonus. Let's head out to the egress here. And we'll... Oh my god, it's a hot dog. I'm gonna end the episode here. We'll continue our nightmarish adventure through the circus on the next episode, but for now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, check out West of Loathing, linked in the video description below. Check out Kingdom of Loathing for more humor like this in an MMORPG context. Click the like button if you enjoyed the episode, and subscribe if you want to see more. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, partner.